multiverse family, better known as, of course, the Fantastic Four. Today, in this video, we're going to celebrate the release of the brand new Fantastic Four First Steps movie by diving headfirst into the weirdly limited look at Marvel's first family appearances in the Lego game. I mean, you'd think they'd be all over the place, right? No. Strangely enough, there are 3 Lego Marvel games: Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Marvel's Avengers, and Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. And surprisingly, the Fantastic Four appear in only one. But fear not, true believers, because their one appearance is fantastic. So, I guess it's now clobbering time. And it would be fantastic if you guys could take a quick moment and leave a like on today's video. Let's aim for 1,000 likes. And with that in mind, I don't mean to stretch this intro any longer. Get it? Fantastic. You know, these stretching powers. Okay. Don't go invisible on me.
Enough from the clown.
No, not good either. Okay, I get it. Flame on. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Marvel Contest of Champions is an absolutely brilliant blend of the ferocity of a fighting game while also giving you the strategy and nuance of an RPG experience, and all of it set in the Marvel universe. And when I say universe, I mean universe. This game features an enormous roster of over 300 iconic Marvel superheroes and Marvel supervillains, with brand new characters being added on a monthly basis. So if that sounds exciting, now is as good a time as any to jump in. In fact, there's never been a better time to join Marvel Contest of Champions, because they have a brand new mode called Squad Builder Mode, where essentially you're able to have instant access to 52 2-star champions at no cost at all. It is just a fair test of your skills against your opponent. So make sure to check out this new mode, because it is only available until August 6th. And as if all that wasn't epic enough, to celebrate the release of the brand new Fantastic Four movie, they're actually running an amazing login event. Just play between now until August 15th, and you'll be able to add Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, and the Human Torch to your roster. So it's a no-brainer. Download Marvel Contest of Champions for free today on PC via Steam, or if you'd rather play on mobile, you can do so through the App Store. In addition to that, of course, the other exciting thing is that progress actually syncs seamlessly between devices, which is super cool that you have cross progression available to you as well. Use the link in the description to get your Marvel Contest of Champions adventures started, and huge thank you to Kabam for sponsoring this video. And so we kick things off with the one and only Johnny Storm, better known as, of course, the Human Torch, and he is awesome. The fact that this is the first Lego Marvel game would make you think, oh, maybe the details here are not that great. Maybe they didn't capture both Johnny and the Human Torch. Well, you'd be wrong, because they did actually do a wonderful job of capturing his classic and iconic Fantastic Four outfit, while then also giving you that incredible moment that sees Johnny activate his Flame On mode or transform into the Human Torch. And they also did a great job of distinctly even having unique abilities. Like, for example, when he's in his regular form, he doesn't have the ability to fly. But once you go ahead and activate Flame On mode, bam! Now you can take off to the skies and fly around, which I've always really appreciated. But in addition to that, the other cool thing is that obviously while you're in Flame On mode, you also have access to fireball attacks with your flaming manipulation skills, and more usefully speaking, he does also have the ability to go ahead and create this flame beam that melts down gold Lego bricks. So next we jump on over to Mr. Fantastic, and he is super unique in Lego Marvel superheroes, because I mean, who else can transform into a teapot? The answer is no one. He's the only one that could go ahead and do so. And I mean, I guess technically you could go ahead and ask another question and say, well, who would want to transform into a teapot? And that's a valid question, but that's a story for a whole nother strange tale. Instead, let's jump back to Reed, where once again, I do have to say they really did knock it out of the park for Reed Richards. I mean, not only does he look like he should, but considering the fact that he is arguably one of, if not the single smartest person in the Marvel Universe, he was given a lot of incredibly useful abilities in the game. I mean, he can hack computers, he can glide, he can squeeze through grates, he can elongate his arms in order to interact with grapple points, just like Spider-Man's web shooting ability does. And he is literally the only character in the game that can interact with the Fantastic Four platforms, which allow him to transform into all kinds of wacky but also useful objects to help you complete your LEGO Marvel Superheroes adventure. But that is still not all, because not only does he have his classic design in LEGO Marvel Superheroes, they actually went ahead and included an alternate costume for the brains of the first family, because we are of course currently taking a look at the Future Foundation design. A really cool redesign for Mr. Fantastic to wear while still keeping all of your abilities that I mentioned just before. So that is absolutely incredible. And of course, it gives you that optionality where if you're someone who just loves the classic look, you could go ahead and play as that design. Or if, let's say, you're a bigger fan of the newer Future Foundation design, that is available to you also. So next, let's talk about the Invisible Woman. She, similarly to the previous two members of the Fantastic Four, is sporting her classic Fantastic Four attire, rocking that iconic blue and black color scheme. But looks is not all that she brings to the table, because they also capture some of the cool abilities that she's known for having, such as the ability to obviously go invisible, while also creating a deflecting force field, by the way, that can protect her from enemy attacks, so extremely useful for sure. But in addition to that, she also sports some really cool telekinesis abilities that are also extremely useful in the game, and of course, you also do have access to just classic combat if that is something that you would prefer. And before we jump to the next member of Marvel's first family, I did also want to mention that similarly to Reed, Invisible Woman herself, Sue Storm, does also have the Future Foundation variants available. Yet again, one of the absolutely wonderful things about LEGO Marvel Superheroes is the fact that they really did do the first family such great justice. As you can see already, whether it be the abilities or their costumes, they've really put a lot of great effort into giving us a really well-rounded look at these iconic characters. And at this point, I only have one important question to ask, and that is, what time is it? It is, of course, clobbering time. Yes, we're talking about the last member of the Fantastic Four, the Thing. Ben Grimm is a unique and different character compared to the rest of the team because obviously, as you could probably have taken a notice of, he is the only one on the team who is actually a big fig instead of just a minifigure scale, which by default makes him pretty dang cool and unique. Now, similarly to his other family members, he is rocking that classic blue color scheme for his default attire and does have a really cool rocky pattern all over the actual figurine to make him look accurate and authentic to his comic book counterpart. And in terms of abilities, once again, they do a really great job because he does not really do a lot or as much as the other members of the family, but he does sport a very common ability that is available to all the big figs in the game, which is of course super strength or being incredibly strong, which is a really useful ability. And he does of course also have the ability to go ahead and I guess throw some heavy items like rocks and stuff. But beyond that, he really does not have as much utility as the other members of the team. Now, one thing that he does share with two of the three previously mentioned members of the team is the fact that he, similarly to Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, he also does have a Future Foundation variant, which actually does look quite a bit different to his classic design. But once again, in my opinion, I feel like the LEGO Marvel games continue to just do such a great job of taking these iconic looks and these really cool redesigns and applying them into the LEGO format, doing them justice to convert them from comic book into LEGO/video game form. Oh, and before we move on to the next segment, since I'm sure that there will be people wondering, why didn't I mention that the Human Torch has a Future Foundation outfit? Do I hate the Human Torch? Does he actually have one of those outfits? Does TT Games hate Human Torch? No. The Future Foundation is actually a group that was formulated after the Human Torch dies, and Spider-Man is actually the one that takes his spot on the newly formulated Future Foundation instead of the Fantastic Four, which is why the game does actually give us access to the Future Foundation variant of Spider-Man, but we don't have one for the Human Torch. Now, I know that at this point you would probably think that the showcase is complete. I would go ahead and thank you guys so very much for watching, ask you to leave a like, and we'd move along from there. But no, we are not done yet, because another really cool member of the Fantastic Four is actually included in LEGO Marvel, and that is, of course, H.E.R.B.I.E, the humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics. Try saying that quickly 5 times. And this is definitely a very random addition to the roster, but man, I've said this before and I'll continue to say it forever. I love the amount of care and attention that TT Games puts into their LEGO games, especially their LEGO Marvel games, that we end up with these even more obscure but equally cool characters as playable ones, and a really cool and special part of the roster of characters available to us. And the awesomeness of LEGO Marvel Superheroes does not even stop there, because not only did we get the Fantastic Four themselves and H.E.R.B.I.E included in the game, but we even have a playable vehicle. The freaking Fantastic Car is included in the game as well. The Fantastic Four's favorite mode of transportation, without a shadow of a doubt, is also included in the game. And yes, don't get me wrong, it does look somewhat a little bit dorky and maybe not the most polished looking vehicle, but that's what the vehicle looks like in the comics. So once again, I just really appreciate that they tried to capture the attention to detail of the original material and source material when they convert them into the LEGO games. And finally, before we wrap things up, I also think that it's just simply important to take a moment and point out that if you are a Fantastic Four fan, if you're someone that, let's say, has been a fan for many years, or maybe you're just a brand new fan, you watch Fantastic Four First Steps and you're like, oh my goodness, I freaking love this team, I want to learn more about them, or anything in between those two, I 100% go ahead and recommend for you to go ahead and play LEGO Marvel Superheroes, because not only does it include the awesome characters and the vehicle that we just covered in today's video, but in addition to that, the Fantastic Four themselves are all over the campaign of the game, and they play an integral part to the entire story itself, whether it be one of their iconic villains in Doctor Doom being one of the big bad guys of the entire game itself, or just a bunch of appearances throughout the levels. I think that if you're a Fantastic Four fan, this might very be the single best game for you to play. So there you have it. You see, as I promised you guys, even though the Fantastic Four did not appear in the subsequent LEGO Marvel games after LEGO Marvel Superheroes, TT Games really did pretty much give us the perfect interpretation of these characters and their world on their very first outing. And also, like I mentioned at the top of the video, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please scroll on down, smash that thumbs up button. Thank you guys so very much for your kindness and your continued support. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Peace out. See y'all later, alligators.